Do you ever get that feeling when you're breathing, you're moving, you're doing all the things that you're supposed to do, but you're not actually living any of it? You're watching your own life from the outside. Schoolwork, scrolling, everything just blends into one. Everything just blends into the one long day that you can't escape from. People call it laziness, or like you're not trying hard enough, but they just don't understand. Sometimes you're not tired and you're just feeling this way because you almost feel numb. Like you want to care, you want to feel motivated, you want to wake up and one morning just actually feel like yourself again, but instead you just like exist and you're just like going through the emotions, hoping something will eventually spark and hoping something finally changes. And I think deep down you're not lazy, you're just trying to find that version deep down, the version that actually feels alive. And honestly, that's harder than anything. But I feel like that's a big thing with Gen Z. Like, as a Gen Z person myself, as a 16-year-old, I feel numb. I don't even crash out anymore. Like, genuinely, someone will do something and I'll just be cool as anything. Like, my brain has been so fried, possibly by all of the doom scrolling on TikTok and Instagram, as I spent 7 hours on my phone on Sunday. And I know there's people out there's people who have like 9 hours, 12 freaking hours, like a day. Even on a school day, some people have 12 hours. What the fuck are you doing? Like, genuinely, wake up. This is why you don't feel anything. This is why your emotions have been tapped into and they're like messed up, because your dopamine is like fricked. Like, honestly, I've set a downtime on my phone, so from the hours of 9:30 till 4:30 the next day, that I can't access anything other than like messaging my parents and calling my parents. And I have accepted Spotify because I listen to audiobooks in the morning. But genuinely, I think Gen Z is going to be one of the best and the worst generation there is to come. Because right now, I'd say, as we're all like 14 till like 17, I think, that's Gen Z. We're all like having fun, you know. We've had that part of life, so it's not just fully indoors on a computer. It's also, we have had the making mud pies in the garden era and DVD player. I have a DVD player downstairs era. Like, we've experienced two worlds, and I think we're a great generation because of that. And there are so many young entrepreneurs out there right now from Gen Z. There's like a 13-year-old millionaire. But I also think we're going to be the most screwed generation, or the generation before us is going to be the most screwed generation. I think it's Gen Alpha before us, because 5-year-olds are on TikTok. I know they're not supposed to be, but they're literally scrolling daily hours and feeding the dopamine, which is making their attention span last about 2 minutes, and they don't have the ability to learn anything or to do anything properly. But then there is like that couple of people who don't have that barrier, and they're not on social media, and they will end up being like young entrepreneurs. I also think that because I've been exposed in both worlds, like I don't have strict parents whatsoever, so I've literally been allowed on any social media from the age of like 10. I've been allowed on any social media, but because I've been exposed into them worlds, that's why I've been able to figure out like what all dropshipping's about, what freaking clothing, how to start a clothing brand. I did that all by myself, and I learned it through TikTok. I learned it through the internet, and also I found out about like other people like Toji, not the greatest example, I'm not gonna lie, but like people like Iman Gadzi and other like entrepreneurs out there who are like sharing their journey and inspire like other young people to build on themselves. If you know what I mean. But I also think that we are messed up because, for starters, I've seen people walking around at my school. I'm in year 11, by the way, and their posture. Oh my! We have lost my light from my PC, and we're back. But their posture, I'm telling you, is. Let me just demonstrate. This is my posture. Wait, let's get my good angle. That's my posture. My chair is very low. This is the people I see walking around, but my neck is so elongated, what the hell? This is people I see walking around my school, right? They are like, we go into frame. They're like, genuine. I see people walking like this, they're like, nah, there is no way that is like acceptable. I'm not joking. You're gonna have like a serious health condition when you're older. Like, what? I'm telling you, half the Gen Z people. I think my mum's walked through the door. Anyways, half the Gen Z people are gonna have. I'm not even saying half. I'd say more than half. I'd say like 85%. I'm saying they're gonna have horrendous posture. They're not gonna know anything about the financial side of the world, and they're just gonna be chasing freaking Nike logos or whatever, you know. They're also gonna have bad health. I'm gonna be honest. Most of the teenagers I know, we have bad health. Let's be honest. Let's just reveal ourselves real quick. Not like that. Like, some people, definitely not me, only brush their teeth one time a day. Like, guys, I have bands that I never wear, that I should wear, and my braces. Oh, do you hear that? I don't even know where my bands are. I think they're my drawer. Anyways, I used to wear them. Like, when I say used to, that means like 3 days ago. I wore them a lot, and I got tired of them. And because I wore them a lot, like, it makes the teeth ache. It's like pulling them forwards. And then I kind of just gave up on it. And because I gave up on it, I just gave up on brushing my teeth. Or did I? I brush my teeth. Look how white they are. My fangs. Ignore that horrendous spot. I don't know where that came from. Genuinely. But like, this generation is either for the greater or the worse. We're either going to be the most cooked people out there. Freaking, I'm telling you, these people, and vapes, bro. Why'd I say bro? I'm gonna rewind like 5 seconds. Vapes, guys. Everybody I know my age vapes. Not everybody. I know, like, I'm friends with like 5 people who do vape. I don't. I did. Shameful past. Hands up. My mum sees this video. Yeah. But you guys, if you vape right now, your lungs are cooked. Already down the drain. I'm telling you, you're gonna have bad lungs, bad posture. You're gonna be addicted to anything that comes your way, like, because you're addicted to scrolling. That makes it so much easier to get addicted to other things, because you're already at a peak where your dopamine is going like up and down. That's how people get addicted to TikTok and like just general scrolling. But because you're addicted to something so simple, so minuscule, that it doesn't even take a substance to get addicted to, then it's going to be so much easier to get addicted to something else, if you know what I mean. And back my logic. This is true. I'm not making this up on the spot. I go on without a script. It was literally a ChatGPT screen, just asking about some random thing for my homework. Hold on, I wanted the brightness on the white screen. But I want people my age, I'm 16, I want people my age as a Gen Z person to not be that low 85%. You know, I'm gonna Google this, ChatGPT this real quick. What should be over 85? What percentage of Gen Z are addicted to doom as a scroll. It's such a web. It didn't give me a straight up answer. ChatGPT, we doing? Perhaps 10 to 30%. That's a lie. Genuinely, ask anybody in my class, in my school, or the average person, they're addicted. And like, genuinely, I'm all up for a good time, but all people care about is like all the functions going on. If you know what functions are, there's like parties or like get-togethers. But like, everyone is addicted to their functions. Like, I'm up for a good time. Memories, you know. But there comes a time and a place when I don't want to hang out with idiots, like certain people who go to these parties. Because like, if there's more, my view, if there's more idiots than people that I like there, then I'm not going. Dead ass, I am not going. But I also believe people in Gen Z should prioritize their time better. Like manage, I should have just said manage. They should manage their time better, okay? So I've got a freaking to-do list right here. It's gonna be backwards, but you get the gist of it. If that falls, I'm going to scream. I'm putting it down, I'm scared it's gonna fall. People my age, can we please, I'm not religious whatsoever, but like, can we break out this cycle? Is that 1%, like 1% club? That is going to turn into like a 0.10% club, I'm telling you. There's people from Gen Z and definitely Gen Alpha are cooked. And I've been doing my mock exams like today and yesterday. I'm telling you that stuff is not easy. I am lost, and I wouldn't say I'm the average person. I revised it's my revision book. This is all I revised my entire life, by the way. So he's got, it's like a lot if you think about it. Hold on, there's more. Yeah. So all of this is revision for my entire life. I may be good, but your grades don't define who you are. The people I look up to, the entrepreneurs of the world, Brett Scales, I don't want to name Togi, but Togi, I mean, he's freaking rich, come on now. Probably rich from credit cards, but who cares? He's rich. I also look up to David Goggins. I still need to finish his book, Can't Hurt Me. It's not my dad's. I need to finish that because I was really engaged in it, but I just haven't read in like half a year, and I don't know what happened. But I just stopped reading, and I need to read more. People these days do not read. That's another thing we should start doing. I'm telling you, people my age, I'm like 3 simple things you should do to get better habits. 1, read. 2, 30 minutes exercise a day. Like, I'm talking, if you want better stamina or cardiovascular endurance, run. It doesn't matter how long the run is, just as long as you're running, then that's all that matters, you know. At least you're doing something instead of not. Or if you want to increase your strength and power, calisthenics. There's nothing there. No. And then if you want to increase flexibility in your balance, then do yoga, do Pilates, do stretches, you know. Core 3. I was going to say core 4, but there's only 3. So core 3. Okay. And then we got the books that's giving you random knowledge. Just keep feeding with you more knowledge, and it will make you a better reader and a better writer even without revising, and it will open your mind up in different ways. And so you got your reading, you know, and then you got your exercise, and then my light. See how cool that was. And then the third one, I'd say this is your choice. You either journal, write, whatever, you know. You have a journal / diary. I haven't written my diary since the summer. For those of you who are friends of me out there, I do not own a diary. If you come into my flat and if you come into my gaff and you find a diary, that is not mine. Do not go through that. I like the idea of a diary because if you got a shit talk, guys, if you got a shit talk, just do it to the diary, because then technically you're not actually shit talking, you're just write into a diary. And or you wake up, and as soon as you wake up, you write down 3 things you want to accomplish in the day. And if you don't want to do a freaking journal or diary, and you don't want to write 3 things that you want to accomplish, then do something that's like drink 2 liters of water a day. Something that you think you can achieve, you know. Gonna be honest, I've probably drunk 0.2 liters. I have not drunk a lot today. I can feel the dryness in my throat. My final message today, guys, is anybody out there can break out of this cycle, whatever you feel trapped in, or if you don't feel anything at all, if you feel numb. I feel numb. That's why I'm making this video, and it's reminding me of that song. Maybe that's why I feel attached to the song Numb. So numb. I don't actually really know the words, I'm not gonna lie. But if you feel like that, what was I saying? Basically, don't be like everybody else. Just choose the right path. And honestly, if you start doing a few basic habits, then your world will change for the better. And if you, I know I say this in other videos, but if you feel inside of you that you will be successful, and you genuinely believe, like, you would talk passionately to anybody, to the least supportive person of you, and you would, or like even freaking someone who's like bullying you or whatever, and you would just go up to him and go, you know what, I believe that I'm going to be a millionaire. I do believe it. I will sit in the shower at 4 a.m. in cold day of the sun. That didn't make any sense whatsoever, but trust my logic, please. If you believe that you wholeheartedly are going to make it somewhere one day, and like with no doubt in your head, like genuinely no doubt in your head, you know one day, whether it's when you're 40 or when you're 80, that you will be successful and that you will win in life, then you will. It all starts with freaking like believing in yourself, you know. Like if you talk down to yourself, you look yourself in the mirror and you don't feel like you're worth anything, then you're not going to make it anywhere. Dead ass. I was so insecure in later years. I was so insecure. Like I'm ginger, for Christ's sake. I do not look it in this lighting, but I will pop up a picture right here. Yeah, that was me. Believe it or not, that was me. And like, because I got better habits and stuff, and I genuinely just started working day by day a little bit on myself. And I also, this quote that I like, it says, do the things that make you happy. If you don't want to go to somebody's house, even though everybody's going, and you love these friends maybe, but you just don't want to go, don't go. If it'll make you happy not going, then don't go. Genuinely. Sometimes I don't feel like going to my clubs, and sometimes it is just fear of like going, if you know what I mean. But I don't have that anymore. I used to have that when I used to play for my football team. But just do the things that make you happy. If you're working a job that you hate, and maybe don't do the job. But then if you hate the job, if you actually feel feelings of hate towards a job, then maybe you can sort your mindset out. Just maybe. That is going to be the end of my video. Because I feel like I'm losing the plot of it. Which just be a documentary of me just like losing my brain cells day by day. Okay, well, I hope that sticks with you. I hope you liked my yap about life. What if it all works out? What if, guys? What if? I just like to say thank you for my 35 subs. We are going strong out there, guys. Yeah. Let's get to 100 subs. That's what I want to do, you know. Get to 100 subs. Okay. See you later, guys. See how cool that was? It actually landed on my bed.